Hello, my name is Maddie. For my annotated bibliography, I chose the topic of punishment. Unfortunately, my PowerPoint is not working on my Zoom. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to record it like this in case there are any issues. I want to make sure to have it in on time. So here I am. Punishment means it's a decrease in the strength of the behavior due to its consequences. There are two types of punishment, positive and negative. Positive is the consequence of a behavior is the appearance of or an increase in the intensity of a stimulus, whereas negative punishment is a behavior is weakened by the removal of or a decrease in the intensity of a stimulus. So I chose 3 different types of articles in this that you could apply to the real world or that happen every day. The first article I chose is called Training Horses, Positive Reinforcement, Positive Punishment, and Ridden Behavior Problems. So this is actually one of the first ones that popped up for me, and I chose this one. Honestly, because my stepmom is a polo player and the horse industry is new to me to the past, 7, 8 years. And my idea of it was very negative with the way that my implicit biases on what I've seen and heard of the way animals, the horses, are taken care of by their trainers. So this was something that I did discuss with her about it, and I've heard things from them, and unfortunately it is common for mistreatment of the animals, but there's also so many people that do treat their animals the right way. So honestly, this is why I chose that one. This article was conducted as an internet survey to get different trainers in. And the purpose of surveying the horse riders was the response to the horse's behavior by using the 8 most common riding scenarios between the horses and their trainers. The aim of this was to gain a greater understanding of the rider's technique and see how they differentiate, creating a positive outcome from the horse when they're training. So negative reinforcement happens when they're removing an aversive stimulus by strengthening the desired response they want from the horse. And positive reinforcement happens when there's a rewarding outcome for the horse due to its behavioral response to the stimulus. They found that the more training the rider had with the horse in multiple different ways, the horse displayed less behavior problems. There were the 8 scenarios that were broken up into 4 parts each. The first 4 parts, the researcher had to describe the appropriate behavior by the horse, and then the other 4 parts describing the inappropriate behavior by the horse. And this was presented in a counterbalance order. The trainers used rewarding methods and the emotions throughout training, which are crucial for the horse's performance. It was found that the horse's most beneficial outcome during training was when they're trained using rewarding methods for them to understand and learn. So I found this article very intriguing for us, and the second article I chose is called Schools, Prisons, and Social Implications of Punishment, Rethinking Disciplinary Actions. The purpose of this article is to examine which types of student in school are more likely to receive a punishment for their behavior for misbehaving. There has been a notice and a rise of students that have been suspended or expelled due to their school's zero tolerance policies. And it was found that in most of these cases, the school shouldn't have even jumped to the conclusion of automatic suspension or expulsion. And unfortunately, in many of these scenarios, it was aimed towards kids that don't have as many opportunities as other children and were essentially picked out. And many principals, like in this article, shared and would say that that's just the way the student is, or I don't have time to do that and we need to bring our focus onto the other kids. So removing the students from the classroom by suspending or expelling them was beneficial in their eyes because there's no distractions in the classroom versus teaching these children what teaching the children. So yeah. The goal of the research was to study the students at the school from the students' perspectives and their experiences. The data was collected by using quantitative and qualitative data. This data was taken from 150 different students throughout 10 different schools where the study was conducted. And there was a very diverse group, a little bit of everybody. So it wasn't just like one population that was in this survey specifically. So the 15 students are categorized by 3 different groups. The groups are ranked on the level of the status they have achieved, high, medium, or low. The study was done by observing the students throughout the year by interviews, observing them in the classrooms, and also in settings outside of the school. A common factor amongst the students in the findings was that the students felt their teachers had low expectations and got away with completing the minimal amount of work. The goal at 8 of the 10 schools was to maintain a strict order of the students over the importance of what they were truly learning. The other 2 schools had the lowest rates of suspension, and the students were seen. They felt the students were seen by the teachers and knew they were cared for, and knew that them pushing their success would be more rewarding for them themselves. So I found those results to be very interesting. And moving into the last article I chose is called Associations Between Parenting Behavior and Positive and Negative Effect in Elementary Age Children. I was intrigued by this as I have a little one, and when I do have opportunities to read more and learn more, there's so much out there that I have no clue. So I'm getting into my son's a year and 8 months, and, I'm getting more into the nose and doesn't want to listen in certain ways. And, it's figuring out like what's the best way for me to move forward to parent, the best way possible. So the purpose of this article is to examine the relationship between 5 different categories of parenting behavior and then analyzing the children's positive or negative effects. The behaviors being analyzed are inconsistent discipline, positive parenting, supervision and monitoring, involvement, and corporal punishment. In this article, they used Baumann's model of parenting typology. This describes parenting behaviors based on 2 dimensions. The first one is warmth, which is responsiveness, and the other one is controlled demandingness. The study used a questionnaire called Alabama Parenting Questionnaire. This is comprised of 42 items that measure the child and parent reporting behavior. The results showed that positive parenting is positively and poor supervision or monitoring negatively associated with the children's positive effect. Corporal punishment and poor supervision / monitoring are positively associated with children's negative effect. Something that would help here are the parenting interventions, and those should strictly focus on positive parenting behaviors, supervision and monitoring, and also corporal punishment. So yeah, this was my annotated bibliography. Honestly, I learned a lot more and stuff that I could actually take out of here and incorporate in my own life. And I was trying to switch stuff up. I really like the horse one, reading the 4 article if you have a chance to, just because there's so many different ways where there's reprimanding and punishment that goes beyond just kids, how we take care of everything all around. So thank you.